Good morning, guys. Let's see. Got a couple of people on. Can everyone hear me okay there? Yeah, I can see Gord there. Can you hear me all right there, Gord? Excellent. Alrighty. Wow. Very good. Well, it's great to be back here this morning, and yeah, I had a really great week off in Kelowna, and um, interesting enough, I actually picked up a book before I went out there, and the book is called, well, Effort, Be at Peace with Life Just as It Is. So, really interesting book. It really just, I guess it talked about how we have so much more time in our lives than we think to find peace. And that's what I found quite interesting is it started to look at all these moments when we reach for our phone or reach for other distractions, when we can just find these little bits of space to connect deeper with ourselves. And ultimately, that's what I've been practicing over the last couple of days. Is opposed to reaching for the phone, is actually taking that time to just do little mini check-ins, little mini breaks where I'm able to connect and find peace no matter where I'm at, whether it's at the mall, whether it's out at a restaurant, whether I'm waiting for Emma and Amber. So it's been a really interesting book. I'd highly recommend it to anyone that's looking to develop greater levels of peace in their life. I'm just going to wait here for a few more people to come on. One thing that I found really interesting actually in this book is it talked about how meditation actually decreases the size of the amygdala in our brain, the fight or flight gland, and increases the size of our prefrontal cortex, which relates to creativity. And through that, it just really made me realize how, like any other muscle in our body, if we use it, it grows. And if we've been training ourselves to live more and more in fight or flight, we have that an enlarged amygdala. So we're going to the more we use it, the bigger it grows, the more we're going to remain in fight or flight. And that's why I think it's so key through meditation and developing some sort of mindfulness practice that we're actually able to reduce the size of that in quiet spaces and then be able to tap into that more and more when we're around in more stressful situations. So it's really about creating a neural net of peace, or creating that neural net of what does peace feel like in my body so that I can tap into that at other times here. So yeah, as I said, I would highly recommend it. He talks about drinking tea, having a cup of tea as his euphemism for meditation. He talked about the fact that his grandfather would sit out by the ocean, have a cup of tea every morning, and just be at peace with life. And I think it's such a great such a great analogy as to what meditation can be. So just see, what are we doing for time here? Give it another couple of minutes. Yeah, we got five of us on there. Um, There's a lot of very interesting little spots throughout the book. Actually, in the beginning, he really talks about, I'll be at peace when, and I think that is something that a lot of people in society, me included, really used to think that I will be at peace when I get to a certain point of success. I will get to peace when I have that relationship or the car or the house that I want. And, he calls that level one, which I think is very interesting, Then he goes into level two where it's, I can be at peace now, and that starts to look at just being more aware of our thoughts, being more conscious, and bringing more conscious awareness to how we're feeling in each and every moment. And then at the end of level two, he goes into level three, and it really talks about being at peace no matter what happens. And I think that's really about self acceptance and recognizing that we're not always going to be at peace, and we will be dragged into situations, via our human nature, which, we may experience anger or sadness or frustration. And he just talks about learning to be at peace in those moments, opposed to self judgment and going further and further into those emotions. Feel them, experience them, accept them before coming back, opposed to, I think, it's easy for us to maybe judge ourselves for when we're not at peace, or to go the other way and try and have a complete positive mental attitude at all times, which isn't also that productive as well if we're just covering over maybe actually experiencing and feeling certain issues. So, um, alrighty, well, we're getting along here. So, good morning, guys. Once again, welcome to the Collective Presence live stream meditation. As we've mentioned, we're here to just increase the betterment of, Calgary and humanity as a whole. And as we get into the meditation this morning, what's really been showing up for me over this past week has been about increasing levels of peace in my life, and how that affects not only myself, but how can I radiate that peace to my family, to those around me, and to my workplace. I was just been speaking about the book I've been reading, Effort, Be at Peace with Life, Just as It Is, and looking at how we can create pockets of or windows within our day, whether it's sitting in our car, whether it's in the washroom, whether it's at our desk, just to find and create little pockets of space, opposed to jumping straight on our phone and checking Facebook, Instagram, just sort of things that keep us busy. So, with that in mind, I'd actually also bought a coherence app, which trains the body, or gives you some really instant feedback on how your heart and brain are communicating. And I found it fascinating that I can train my body over time to recognize the feelings of peace. So I'm seeing that more quickly already through training my body through periods of time, as well as through my long meditations in the morning. I'm able to anchor in greater levels of peace. And through that, it just made me realize that we have peace accessible to us at any moment. And just within meditation, you'll see that, silence is the underlying background of everything, just as peace is. Peace is our natural state. It's where we're at when we're not thinking too much about life. And with that in mind, today's meditation, I'd like to introduce that to the group this morning, is to, just drop in and just really experience and accept the peace that's already here this morning, and then take that with you throughout the day. And yeah, I challenge you maybe to, opposed to when you pick up your phone, or when you do pick up your phone, as most of us do, to check emails for the 50th time, to jump on social media, um, just to maybe take that time instead and invest it in yourself by doing a little bit of heart-based breathing for for just 5 minutes even. It can really shift, I think, your level of presence and your level of peace throughout the day. So, I think we'll get going here now. So just to start with, you may want to have a quick sip of water and get a mask ready if you have one. And this morning I am going to start off with some of that heart-focused breathing that I spoke about, as it is truly probably the simplest tool that we have with us each and every day that we can utilize in the moment. So, being comfortable on your cushion, we're going to take our hands down into our lap, our left hand on top of our right hand, being cupped by our right hand, our index fingers pointing down to the center of the earth, and our thumbs up to the sky. And now I'm just going to get us to just bring your attention down into your heart center. You feel this space as the chest cavity. And as we start to bring our attention down here, I want you all just to look at and start taking slightly deeper than normal breaths. So for me, I've started just doing a really soft 5 to 6 count of 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. And let's just sink in this space just for a couple of minutes here. As we get here, we'll just take 2 or 3 deep breaths and really focus on seeing you breathe in and out of the chest center here. This is just anchoring your focus on your heart. Now, as you do this, just feel the tension leaving your body. Feel it melting away. As I breathe in and out of my heart center, I just envisage the whole universe just being gently pulled into my heart and then expanded away from it each and every breath. Now, once in this place, we want to find an elevated emotion. Emotions such as gratitude, such as appreciation. So I'll invite you this morning, as we're concentrating on our heart, to really rise up that feeling of just gratitude, joy, and appreciation for life. The joy of truly being alive. The joy of enjoying your breath before we get all caught up in our day. As our bodies start to move into greater states of coherence here, we start releasing more of the love hormones. And just know that you have access to this state at any time during your day. No matter how much confusion or chaos is going on around you. A great teacher once said that our power is in our peace. And if we think about an emergency situation, who are you going to follow? Somebody that is running around madly or somebody that is calm? As we just start to finish up here, take one more breath in and sigh out. Now, taking our arms across the edge of the universe at shoulder height, collapsing our palms up to our mighty seventh seal. We pull this energy down to our heart center. We open our palms to create a Vesica Pisces, the shape of creation. I will say a prayer for us this morning. This does not need to be your prayer, but I will say mine aloud. Almighty and beloved God, God of all gods, host of all hosts, angels, masters, and guides, all energies of 100% pure purpley blue light, who are in tune with my evolution, the optimization of Mother Earth, and my consciously and intentionally becoming one with myself, come forward at this time. All other energies and entities, you are not welcome and to stay away. So be it. Taking our hands now back down into our left hand on top of right, index fingers pointing down, thumbs pointing up to the sky. We're going to roll our eyes up about 20 degrees to trigger alpha brainwave patterns. I'm going to take 3 more deep, heartfelt breaths. Let's go. Now connecting in our heart center. Take this energy and following our fingers, we send it down to the center of Mother Earth. See this energy going down to her original cell as we connect in the center of Mother Earth. Now seeing this energy flowing back up through the spine into our heart. We send this energy all the way up through the top of our heads to Father Sky and to pure spirit. And as we bring this back to our heart center, see yourself engulfed in this beautiful tube of light. Now, taking our left hand over our heart, bringing together the 2 fingers on our right hand and bringing them up to the top of the head to the mighty 7th seal. So place our fingers here. We're going to start to visualize a reddish golden aqueous substance filling the tallest finger. As we do, we see it filling the tallest finger, and we're going to start to draw very slowly a line towards our left knee. As we do this, we see this brilliant tube of paste, like a reddish golden toothpaste starting to come out of the tallest finger. This will take a while as this is an exercise in focus. If your mind wanders, just bring it back to the tallest finger and that beautiful reddish golden lava which is flowing out of it. now we start to see this reddish golden paste turn into a brilliant tube of light. As we do, we're moving here down through 7 levels of consciousness. Just over the halfway point now, and so should you be. See and feel this reddish golden tube of energy. About 3/4 of the way to our left knee. This reddish golden tube, any thickness you want. Mine is about 1.5 inches in diameter. As we come down, we start to feel the energy of the left knee, and we come into touch. Take a moment to take a deep breath. Now, staying connected on the left knee to start with. I'm going to draw a line across to our right knee. See this beautiful reddish golden aqueous substance pouring forth out of the tallest finger. As we see this brilliant tube of light being created, we focus deeper and deeper on the feelings we associate with it. About halfway there, the second line represents duality. See the beautiful reddish golden tube of light. About 3/4 of the way to the right knee. As we come in, you'll start to feel the energy of the right knee, and we touch. Take a moment here to view the first 2 lines of this brilliant triad. These amazing lines of reddish golden brilliant light. And now, with that right finger, we start to make our way back to the mighty 7th seal, the top of the head. See this reddish golden aqueous substance flowing and turning into the tube of light. As we move back up this side of this brilliant triad, this represents our rising back up through the 7 levels of consciousness. This phase of life which is about love and peace. Truly accepting peace for where we're at. We're about 3/4 of the way there now. We make our way back to point 0, mighty 7th seal, and we touch. Taking a moment to look at this brilliant triad of light, this reddish golden triad. stay, so be it. Bring your hands back into our lap. We'll engage in 3 more conscious, heartfelt breaths. Here we go together. Now, as we move into a visualization exercise, feel free to put your hands wherever they're most comfortable. Now we're going to envision 4 to 5 inch in diameter 5-point stars. 7 of them corresponding with the 7 energy centers, turning on and spinning up the right and down the left. As we start, we're going to go down to the root at the very base of the spine. And we see this 5-point star, purpley blue light, turn on. We see it start to spin slowly up the right and down the left. This direction is the direction that the planet spins around its axis, as well as around the sun. See this purpley blue 5-point star spinning. As you place your attention there, bring up feelings of gratitude for all that this energy center facilitates. As we move up to the second energy center, this center is located about an inch below the navel. And see this energy center turning on, spinning up the right hand side and down the left hand side. See this beautiful purpley blue light. Breathing deeply gratitude into this center. Moving up now to the third energy center, the solar plexus. See another 5-point purpley blue star. See it turning on and starting to spin up the right and down the left. Pouring love and appreciation into this center. See all 3 of the bottom centers turned on together and spinning up the right, down the left. We move into the 4th energy center, which is the heart. See the 5-point star turning on and spinning. And as we did before, really focus on breathing in and out of the heart center. Really feel into the love and the gratitude you have for your heart. For without your heart, you cannot live. Now pulling the energy further up the spine and into the throat, the fifth center. See this center turn on with a purpley blue 5-point star. See this purpley blue 5-point star spinning faster and faster. As we send love and gratitude, as this is the center where we get to express our gratitude for life. It is the center that allows us to express our truth. Now we move up to the sixth energy center. This is the third eye region, right between the brows. See a brilliant purpley blue 5-point star turning on and spinning. And now, finally, we move into the seventh energy center, the crown. See a brilliant 5-point star of purple blue light turning on, spinning up the right and down the left. It is in this energy center that we connect to the divine. Take a moment to see all 7 energy centers spinning brightly up the right and down the left hand. See them all spinning in synchronization. Witness this well-oiled energetic machine that you are. And now imagine yourself covered in this beautiful purpley blue soap bubble. Picture it about an arm's width around your entire body and see it too spinning up the right and down the left. See and feel yourself being encapsulated in this bubble of high frequency love energy. See it spinning in tandem with your 5-pointed star. Picture it now spinning 10 times as fast. You may even start to feel your body heating up. Just know that heat is energy. Now let's spin this soap bubble 100 times as well. Now we're going to see ourselves starting to float up and above our body. As we move upward and outward, we realize that the brain is local, yet the mind is not. As you float up to the top of the ceiling, just take this time to send love and appreciation to your body. As you look down upon yourself, thank your body for all that it does for you each and every day. Now, as we see ourselves floating up through the roof and above the home or facility that we're in, see yourself with a bucket of purpley blue high frequency paint. See yourself pouring this beautiful purpley blue paint all over your home. Your home is your sanctuary. Each day, take the opportunity to bless it with His high frequency love. And now, as we start spinning to the left, we start spinning, just envisage watching a child in the field as they have their arms out, spinning, spinning to the left. And we feel ourselves floating up higher and higher till we reach a point about 1 kilometer above the city. From here, we see these brilliant 5-point purpley blue stars start pouring out of our palms. These purpley blue stars are falling to the ground. Like tornadoes of love, we cover this city. We bless you, Calgary. We bless all the souls within it. Take the time to bless our workplaces, our friends, our family. Bless all the souls that you know and that you do not know that make up this community. Thank you, Calgary, for all you provide, the safety, the shelter. As we continue spinning and rising above now, we rise higher and higher. We see the Rockies, we zoom out and we see the plains, we see Alberta, we see North America as we keep spinning and sending these purpley blue stars back to Mother Earth until we've left the stratosphere and we reach the space station height, where we pause. We look back down at Mother Earth, this beautiful planet of blues, browns, greens. We see the white clouds. From here, we continue sending our love to Mother Earth. May you take this love, Mother Earth, and use it for where you need the healing the most. And now, feeling yourself being pulled back gently towards the moon. See the Earth becoming smaller and smaller. As we get about a kilometer from the moon, we stop. And we look back once more at this beautiful blue planet. She seems to be floating in this void of infiniteness. Thank you, Mother Earth. We thank you for allowing almost 8 billion souls to walk upon your code. We thank you for providing us such a beautiful, amazing arena to evolve. We send you love, gratitude, and appreciation. Thank you, Mother Earth. Now, as we turn around and look over the right shoulder, we look off into all the stars. We find the furthest star and focus on that star. Just a tiny little speck of light, the infinite distance. And now, as we focus on this star, start moving towards it. As we pick up speed here, we start traveling at the speed of light through the cosmos. And now, with the speed of love, we're there, as love is instant. And as we scoot past the star, we stop. We turn around over our left shoulder and we see that a cord has magically appeared. And just like an old lampshade, we pull on this cord and all of the stars and the lights go out. This is the great void. It's one vast nothingness, yet all things in potential. The void is peace. As we enter no time, no space, there's no body. I invite you to go deeper into the blackness, and I will call you back when it is time. And just before we start coming back now, I want to empower you all with the understanding that this peace is with you at all times. You have access to it whenever you choose to take the time to connect with your heart. And as we start coming back now into our bodies, gently wiggle the toes, wiggle your fingers, maybe your shoulders. And just know that you are here and you're in the void. And you are everything in between. As we come back to our bodies, take our arms back out at shoulder height once more to the edges of the universe. As we collapse our hands to the mighty seventh seal and take a deep bow and say thank you. Now, if you have a drink of water nearby, a quick toast, my favorite toast of all, to life. As we come back, I'd like to just thank you all for your presence here this morning. And I empower you all to have a peaceful journey throughout the day and bring more peace into your beingness. Namaste.